Hello everyone, today we are diving deep into Sony plans for the games and services, and why they struggled so much. If you hadn't heard of the games as the services, it's basically games that don't just end once you finish them, instead they keep updating with new things to do, keep players coming back for a few months or even years. Sony, the giant behind PlayStation, wanted to make big live services games for a long time, but many of the plans didn't work out. We'll explore huge failures like Concord, find out how Helldivers 2 became a rare success, and understand why Sony cancelled so many projects. Beyond the end, you will know the story behind Sony's struggle with live games. Let's get started. First, what exactly are games as services? Most people are used to buying a game, playing it, then moving on. But with the game as services, the game keeps growing and changing after release. Think like Fortnite, Apex Legends, or Destiny. These games offer constant new content, like events, weapons, or maps. Online multiplayer, where players compete or cooperate. Often ways to buy cosmetic or gameplay items in the game. Live events or seasonal themes that keeps things fresh. Goal is to keep player playing and even spending money for a long time. It's a way to gain companies to keep making money after launch. Sony saw how successful this was for the other and wanted a big piece of this action. For years, Sony focused mostly on single-player, story-driven games like The Last of Us or God of War. These games are amazing and beloved, but they didn't generate content revenue the way games are as services do. Sony studios are a great storyteller, but not originally built to run games that need constant update and big online communities. So when Sony started shifting toward live service games, they faced new. Around 2017 to 2018, Sony began experimenting more with live service games. They supported Destiny 2 on PlayStation, a big live game made by Bungie, but Sony wasn't the developer. They grew PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus subscription services, offering many games online, but those are different from true games as services. Sony published small live service games through partnership, but none took off the ways Fortnite or Apex Legends did. Despite these efforts, Sony needed a big, successful live service game of their own. Sony's most infamous live service variant was the game Concord. Concord was a hero shooter, a type of multiplayer shooter game where you pick heroes with special abilities. Developed with a huge budget, over 88 years, it was meant to compete with the games like Overwatch or Apex Legends. Concord launched in mid-2024 with a massive expectation, but players rejected immediately due to the unbalanced gameplay, unclear design, and technical bugs. Only 2 weeks after launch, Sony pulled Concord from sale. The studio behind it, Fireworks Studio, was shut down. This fire reportedly costed Sony around $200 million or even more. It became a cautionary tale about how risky live service game can be. Concord's failure scared Sony and forced them to rethink how they develop and test live games. Why did Concord fail so badly? Here are some reasons. The game tried to do too many things at once without a clear identity. Competitive balance wasn't right, so players quickly lost interest. Technical server issues made the gameplay frustrating. Market for hero shooter is crowded and tough to break in. Sony and Fireworks Studio may have rushed to launch without enough player testing. Concord showed that even with a huge budget, failing to connect with the player skills, a live service game fast. Not all was doomed for Sony live service games. The game Helldivers 2 became a massive success. It's a cooperative shooter where teams fight alien invasions. Released in early 2025, Helldivers 2 sold over 15 million copies. It set a new PlayStation record for a fastest selling game. Despite some launch day technical problems, players loved the teamwork gameplay. Helldivers 2 proved Sony could create a hit live service game with the right design and community focus. Helldivers 2 was a breath of fresh air after many Sony live services disappointments. Sony Live Service Junior also includes many cancelled projects. Sony initially promised to launch around 12 live service games by 2025. After Concord disaster, they cancelled at least 8 of those. Notable cancelled games included a live service God of War game by the Bluepoint Games. Other studios like Bend Studio faced cancellation for their own live service projects. Games such as Marathon and Fair Games, which were supposed to be major release, were delayed or cancelled. This cancellation revealed how difficult it is to manage so many live service games at once. Sony cancellation spread was a wake-up call. Sony live service struggles aren't just about big failures or cancelled projects. Many of their games had trouble keeping players engaged over time due to update issues. Some games had slow or irregular update schedules, service crashes and bugs frustrating players. The Extraction All-Stars, a PlayStation 5 launch game, failed to keep players' interest. Days Gone, another Sony game, had planned live content support cut short. Many live service titles lost players quickly without enough fresh content. Constant quality updates are the backbone of the successful. Sony issues with live service games boil down to a few important problems. First, expertise gap. Sony traditional studios excel at crafting story games, not like games with a constant content. Other companies like Epic and Activision Blizzard have specialized live service teams with years of experience. Second reason is high cost and risk. Live service games require ongoing development and large team beyond the initial launch. Sony traditional development cycles weren't designed for this constant workload. Budget and playing become difficult, especially after failures like Concord's. Fierce compensation, the live service market is crowded with the hits like Fortnite dominating. Breaking into this competitive space requires a unique idea and flawless execution. Players' expectation, bug-free gameplay, fair monetization, and steady. After many failures, Sony changed how it approached live service. They slowed down little game development to focus more on the quality and testing. Invested in smaller, dedicated teams with live service expertise. Prioritized ongoing improvements of subscription service like PlayStation Plus. Shifted that focus to strong single-player exclusive, balancing live service with other strengths. Started being more transparent about delays and cancellation, learning from mistakes. Sony is taking a more cautious, smart approach now. Sony Junior offers valuable lessons for any game developer interested in live service. Focus on your constraints and build live games that fit them. Sony still has a huge role in gaming and money-intended developers. They are investing carefully in promising live service game, working closely with the skilled studios for more polished live experience, continuing to expand PlayStation Plus for steady revenue, balancing live service efforts without blockbuster story titles, keeping an eye on new technologies like cloud gaming to improve services. Though the future upholds, Sony keeps adapting and listening to players. To wrap up, Sony games as services plans faced huge bumps, from massive failures like Concord's to many cancelled projects and early updates problem, but also big success like Helldivers 2. Live service gaming in the complex is challenging even for those giants like Sony. There is story reminding us that the success requires skills, patience and sometimes painful lessons.